So we already talked about how if you want to have an online business, if you want to have the lifestyle, the income, if you want to support your family, or if you just want to make a big impact in the world, if you want to just help people, or if you want to do all of the above, you have to get good at marketing. It has to be a core competency for you. You have to be able to recognize what good marketing is, and hopefully you have to be able to create your own good marketing. And really, it's just that good marketing is where you're sharing the path. You're sharing the path of transformation for whoever your client is. Whatever you're selling, you're transforming their lives in some way. You're taking away some amount of pain, or you're delivering some amount of pleasure. You're changing their life. And your marketing is basically telling the story of their future life, of their path to their future life, where they have a better life, where they have less pain, where they have more pleasure. That's what marketing is at the 50,000 foot level. And you have to develop a core competency. So one of the core skills, I think the core skill within marketing, is what we call copywriting. And copywriting is basically creating the words that you're going to use to convince people to grow a greater relationship with you, and hopefully to end up buying from you. Now, in the old days, copywriting is something that's been around for a very long time. For well over 100 years. And it used to be the copy would be in ads, in magazines, or in newsletters, or there would be direct sales letters that you would send via mail. And so there is this art form, I guess a bit of science, but an art form of copywriting that goes way back. And that's where I learned it. I went back when I first started online in 1996. There was no one teaching marketing, but I recognized very early on, almost immediately, that the skills that I needed to learn were the same skills that had been developed starting in the 20s, the 1920s, the 1930s, the 1940s for direct mail. And a lot of those lessons just ported right over into the online world. And so that's where I studied. That's where I got my start. And then I just wrote every single day. So my business back in the day was literally every single day that the stock market was open, which is 252 days per year, I would send out an email talking about the stock market, but built into there would be a marketing message. And so I would send that email out, and then I could just see within the next few hours what kind of result I would get from that. And every single day, I would test and tweak and test and tweak. And it got to the point where, before I ever started teaching marketing, I had sent out 10,000 email broadcasts to my subscribers, and over 10,000 broadcasts, 10,000 pieces of copy, you start to learn a few things. So copywriting is a core strength of mine. I think it needs to really become a core strength of everyone who wants to have an online business. Now, that was, for me, it was mostly writing emails. Then it was eventually writing blog posts, and then it was eventually writing sales letters, like online sales letters, and even a few sales letters that I sent through the mail. The deal is the core copywriting skills, it transfers across all of those. And nowadays, it transfers onto video. So probably the most successful copy I've ever written is actually scripts for videos that were delivered online. But it's all copy. That's the thing you have to understand, is everything you're putting out to your subscribers, to your audience, is copy. And the same copy principles that allowed someone to sell with a direct sales letter sent via snail mail in the 1930s, those are the same principles, the same art, the same science that will work right now today for a sales video or even for a live broadcast. So this is another one of those things you have to look at copy. You have to study copy. You have to get your messaging right. Copy informs all of that. And the beautiful thing is these days, now, not everyone is a great writer. Some people really struggle with writing. I mean, they could be great at all kinds of things, but writing is not their jam. But the beautiful thing is that these days, so much of the selling, much of the marketing is done via video. And so most all of us can speak pretty well. Not everyone, but most of us have a skill. Like if you have to convince your friends that they should go see a movie because you just saw this movie, it was the greatest movie, and you're all excited about it, and you got to check this movie out. Most of us can do that at some level. So I think for most of us, video actually will come easier than writing. But when you do the video or those live broadcasts, it needs to be informed by those same copywriting principles. In fact, one of these days, I am going to put together a training on copywriting. This isn't a pre-launch. I don't have anything planned. I don't have anything coming, but it's something that's near and dear to me because it's allowed me to sell over $100 million of my products, starting as a stay-at-home dad, the most humble beginnings possible. It's helped me help my students and clients sell over $1 billion with a B, $1 billion of products. So I absolutely, I love copy. I love good copy. I love moving people to have a better life. I love moving people to get them to get some type of transformation in their life. And without copy, you cannot do that. So yes, copywriting for the win. Some point, sooner or later, I will come out with a copy training. That is a promise. So I'm Jeff Walker. Wherever you're watching us, scroll down, leave a comment for me, and let's go get him this week.